Hey, and welcome back to Pastor TK Cards. This is Pastor Tommy here to talk about baseball cards. But before I do, I want to talk about something much more important. Obviously, most important in my life is Jesus, and second to that is my precious wife of 23 plus years. But today we celebrate one of the other greatest gifts we have, and that's our daughter. Today she turns 21. We have two children, a daughter and a son, and today's our baby girl's birthday. So happy birthday, baby girl. And what I want to do today is just kind of give a recap of my week in the hobby, and I'll probably try to do this once a week, and I can assure you I won't be doing 4 videos a week going forward. I don't have the time for that, but this week just kind of fun, and I want to give a thank you to Nerding Out with Cards, who made a post about my channel on YouTube, and man, it's certainly been a little bit more activity this morning. First thing I need to do when I talk about my recap is just to remind you of this card I pulled from Top Stadium Club this week, the Shohei Ohtani redemption. I got in trouble for not mentioning the reality that my family and I were sitting around opening those packs, 16 packs. There's 4 of us. We got 4 packs apiece, and it was my wife who pulled that card out of her pack, and so I needed to make that clear because I got in a little bit of trouble. Not really, but no, really, she's the one that pulled it, and so I'm grateful for that. So I just want to show you more cards and just kind of give you a recap of my week. One thing I will tell you, you'll see it in there as well, is that one of the best parts and most fun parts as far as the hobby this week, even more fun than pulling that Ohtani redemption, was seeing some of my 1964 Topps sets come together, finished and collating my 2026 Topps Series 1. Have a couple extra Series 1 sets. If anybody's looking to pick one up, I'll have those on the eBay store. But if you look at the eBay store and you're a YouTuber, let me know. I'll make sure to give you a better deal than anybody else for sure. And then you'll see some of the other things that I was able to pick up this week. So I'm going to turn the camera around and just show you some of my week in review. Thanks for watching. Okay, welcome back. Man, I got to work on those transitions between the front facing and the card facing. But part of my week this week, Tuesday, I got a chance to go by the closest card shop to me, which is in about 45 minutes away. And I just picked up a couple things from the value box, Weston Wilson on-card autograph for my Phillies. Listen, if it's a Philly and a Topps, and I really love the 89 Topps design on this autograph. Weston's a good utility player for us, and always glad to pick up another Philly autograph. And then also in that value box, there was a game-used relic of JT Realmuto, one of the best catchers in baseball. Love JT. Glad he's going to be in the Phillies uniform for a long time, hopefully the rest of his career. Always enjoyed watching him play. Next, you'll see some cards that are helping me finish up my 1973 set. I think I'm down to 5 cards on that. I need to double check that and make sure, but I'm working on my 1973 set, and got the pretty decent copy raw of Goose Gossage. Kept trying to pick this up in a graded form, and probably will at some point, but just needed to fill that slot in the binder, so glad to get the Gossage card. Other card, it's just, man, a little harder to get in a good copy, was the Thurman Munson, but picked up this PSA 4. It's a good looking card, well centered on the front. Back's a little bit less centered, but you know, that's the back. So just glad to have this nice copy of a great catcher, even if he is a Yankee. So picked up that one as well. And then the final went from 9 cards, needed 9 cards, or 8 cards down to 5 cards. The other card I picked up this week, I had this in a SEC, but I really wanted it in a PSA, so I sold the other one and bought this one, really for about the same price. A really nice copy of the 1973 Topps Pete Rose. Love that card. And man, I'm getting close. Really not any big cards left in the 73 Topps, nothing over $30 or $40. The biggest one would be the Nolan Ryan that I got to pick up, but I'll share that when I complete that set. That won't be too long, because I really got to get started on 1976, and then of course, you know, I'm distracting myself in 1964, which is fun. Now these next few cards I picked up, I blame another YouTuber, a couple other new YouTubers for these next 5, or actually next 6, honestly. But one of them might have needed for a set run eventually, but I blame 5 Cent Wax and Redneck Collector for all 6 of these. And so watch their GOAT series and some of the 1980s cards that you can pick up And man, I said, I've never owned the 1989 Topps Ken Griffey Jr. And I said, I'm going to own a 1989 Topps Ken Griffey Jr. This not very expensive, just a really neat card. It's PSA 8. And was bidding on that and won that auction. At the same time, I was bidding on this one. And won this auction. Picked both of these up with bids that were lower than I thought I'd have to go on those based on comps. And so I've got two. Hey, if anybody is looking for one of those, I might could be talked out of the PSA 8 for a good price for a YouTuber, but love those cards. Those are nice pickups. And then, you know, obviously this is another one that I blame 5 Cent Wax for and Redneck Collector for their video, but never had owned the 1987 Topps traded Greg Maddux. And so I picked up a copy of that, and just really glad to have that card. Just one of the, man, greatest pitchers. Even though he's a Brave, as a Phillies fan, you got to give respect. Man can knock a gnat off the tail of a cow, I think. So just a great card to pick up there. And then these weren't necessarily in their video, but I think the only reason I bought them when I saw them at my card shop was because of the nostalgia I was feeling from their video. And so I picked up, I don't own very many. I think this is one of 3 cards I have in my collection right now, other than a 1981 Donruss complete set that are not Topps cards. But man, I remember this card. I got to get me a copy of the 89 Donruss and the 89 Upper Deck. That one will be a little bit more painful, but I think I paid $12 for this. Just a graded 7 Ken Griffey Jr. 1989 Fleer. Just so many memories with that card. I think one time I had maybe 12 to 13, 14, 15 of these. Just a great card. Just one of the iconic cards of my childhood. Really my teenage years, but that I remember just wanting to collect and have. One of the sweetest swings of all time. And here's another card that I never owned, but man, there'd been a time if I'd owned this card, I thought I was the luckiest baseball card collector in the world. But just a 1987 Fleer, Barry Bonds, just whatever you want to say, in a time when everybody was cheating, he was the best of the cheaters, I guess. But just an iconic home run hitter, and I think all those guys should end up in the Hall. I know, man, you know, I don't want to cause any controversy or anything, but it was just, I don't know that run with McGuire and Sosa didn't save baseball. And then just the you know, energy that came from that season. But I would have just been thrilled to pieces to have this card, and I'm thrilled to pieces to have this card now. It's just a neat card to have in the collection. Then finally, one of the least expensive Hall of Fame rookie cards that you can get out there is a 1978 Topps Jack Morris rookie card. And I know I'm gonna I've got the 1978 Topps set complete. It's sitting up in the binder. I hadn't even took it down to look at it yet because I've been too busy with other things, but I knew I didn't have a graded copy of this card and wanted to get a nice graded copy for the collection. And so I'm excited about having this PSA 8 in the collection. And really, like they said in that video, just a really inexpensive card. So grateful for that. Next, you'll see just a little bit of progress on my 1964 Topps. I will tell you, I didn't own a 1964 Topps until February the 6th, and now I'm about 80% complete. And I'm about to the place where the purchases from here on out are gonna hurt a whole lot more. But I picked up on eBay this copy of the Lou Piniella rookie card. Not very expensive, but a nice copy, PSA 5 of that card, and just glad to have that in the collection. And the next card I have is a Johnny Padres pitcher for the Dodgers. Just a great card, good looking card here. It's a PSA 5, but just a nice copy of just one of the better pitchers in that set, and glad to have that one. First Hall of Fame pickup. I think I might be wrong. I'm not as familiar with Hall of Fame as some folks, but I know this guy's in the Hall of Fame, and just really, it's a 4, but man, that's a good looking 4. Just glad to have. It's my first ever Ernie Banks card, and just a neat card to have for my 64 set, and got it. Pretty good deal on that based on comps, and just we're watching a bunch of them, and this one I just like the eye appeal of this card. Just a good example of the Ernie Banks 1964 Topps. So glad to have that in the collection. And last card I want to show you and talk a little bit about today is just this Kurt Simmons 1964 Topps. I got this card for like, I think $10. It was just on the same auction site. I think I bought it with the Pinella. They were both for sale, I think, from Greg Morris, graded at the time, and just really, it's off center. It's a 6, but I didn't really know who Kurt Simmons was, but I saw that he played for the Phillies, and then I just started digging in, and he was a big part of the 1950 Whiz Kids, just a iconic part of Phillies history. And I knew some of that story, but not near as much as I should as a Phillies fan. And so really just this card caused me to just go back and look up the history. That was the youngest team in baseball to win on average age to win a National League pennant at the time. It's one of the 2 National League pennants that happened before my lifetime. As a Phillies fan, there's not a ton of pennants and World Series to get excited about, but just enjoyed reading a little bit about. He's just a great pitcher. He had 17 wins there in 1950 before he was called up to military service in August, and so he might have ended up with close to 20 wins that year as part of that great pitching staff. They made the World Series. Unfortunately, they lost to the Evil Empire in 4, but just a neat card that really reminded me of why I love baseball cards, because when I got this card in the mail, I was reading the back and looking at the back, and then I Googled Kurt Simmons, and then I dug into and reacquainted myself with the Whiz Kids and the 1950 Phillies team. And man, it was about a 15-minute just fun journey. And I'll just tell you, man, that's what baseball card collecting is about, is the history and the players, and then also the community. Man, I'm grateful for everybody that's reached out. I try to respond to every comment and check out everybody's channel that's checked out mine and left a comment. But I'm just grateful for the opportunity to just show you some of these cards. And it's been a great week in the hobby. Hope you had a great week as well. I'd love to hear the best part of your hobby week next time.